It is not very Canadian to brag, we all know this, but I figured, look, it's been 200 years. By now we can say it boldly and proudly, we won.
The soldiers that fought in 1812 helped to find our great land, and the soldiers of that time are really not that much different than the soldiers of today. They're proud, they're confident, they possess what I call warrior spirit, and so I think it's very fitting that this be the first of several events that will pay tribute to 1812.
It's extremely important for our history to recognize the military contributions that really go back even beyond the origins of Canada. And Canada had a military before it was a country. So this is an extremely important year for all Canadians to reflect on the great contributions of our forefathers and foremothers who helped make this country strong.
It's very important for we Canadians to think about this, and in fact the slogan for the City of Toronto is the War of 1812, how will you remember?
We tend to think of Toronto in terms of business, banking, and media, but most of us aren't really as aware that in a bygone era, some 200 years ago, it had a very strategic military importance.
The City of York, as it was back then, has a special significance in the War of 1812, having not once but twice been invaded by the Americans.
The Americans captured Fort York. In retaliation, we, Canadians, and the British went and burned down the White House. So it was a tit-for-tat situation.
A lot of people don't realize how many thousands of lives were lost during the War of 1812. It was a major, major conflict.
But I think the greater significance of both the evening and the history is not a celebration of war from 200 years ago, but a recognition that two former enemies now live as peaceful allies and have been allies for a very long time. As we move forward with bicentennial events, those ceremonies must be seen not as a celebration of war, but instead recognition of peace. We will recognize 200 years of peace between peoples who share far, far more than just a common border. We share common values of freedom, democracy, and rule of law. These qualities make our countries a refuge for those fleeing tyranny and oppression. And while the issues that define those qualities were argued and debated in countless public squares, in town halls, in Congress, and in Parliament, they all came with a price. They were all paid for in blood.